En esa época, si bien había muchos boliches, la gente era muy tapada también, ¿no? Entonces, acá venías y ponías el pie en la lancha y ya faltaba que te pongas la peluca, ¿viste? Porque te liberabas totalmente. Acá no, nadie te jodía, nadie te molestaba, la policía no venía.
Allá en Capital, ¿cómo eran los códigos en esa época?
Y si manicoñabas un poco te llevaban preso. Así que no, tenías que estar lo más serio posible, en los trabajos también tenías que disimular, en todos lados había que disimular, ¿no?
¿Y cómo se conocían entre ustedes?
Con las miradas.
Y yo vengo de los 21, 22 años que salí a prostituirme, justo me largué, que fue cuando estaba la dictadura. Conocí a una chica que le decíamos la Mono y me dijo que mejor estaba para trabajar en camino de cintura. Entonces tomé la decisión y fui, empecé a trabajar y cayó el jefe de calle de la comisaría de Lavallol. Entonces mandó a levantar a todas. Y dijeron, no, dice, quédense tranquilas, que van a ir a un lugar muy bonito, van a estar bien. Y bueno, ahí venía y decían, bueno, hay dos que hay que fiestarse. Y a veces una, viste, en ese momento, bueno, no, dice, ¿no querés? Está bien, te cerraban, boom, de vuelta, y ahí tenías que pasar, y vos llamabas, dice, ¿querés comer? Y agarraban el buzón, viste el buzón, agarraban, te levantaban así y ahí te pasaban el miembro, dice, bueno, entretenete un poco y te traigo la comida. No sabíamos que nosotros militábamos, pero militamos en el sentido de que nosotras salíamos a la calle como salía en ese momento cualquiera y se ponía la camisa del Che. Nosotras salíamos a la calle y nuestra camiseta era los pechos.
Democracia llegó el aire fresco y fue la música quien mejor leyó el cambio de signo de la época.
Hay que salir del agujero interior, largar la piña en otra dirección. No hace falta ser un ser superior, todo depende de la transpiración. Lunes por la madrugada, cierro los ojos y veo tu cara que sonríe cómplice de amor. Y hacen la carretera, yo siento aquí dentro la emoción de haber dejado lo mejor. Yo soy lo que soy, mi creación y mi destino.
¿Haces esa papel?
Quiero que me des tu aprobación o tu olvido. Este es mi mundo, porque no sentir orgullo de eso. No me amenaces. Es mi mundo y no hay razón para ocultarlo. ¿De qué sirve vivir si no podemos decir soy yo?
Mientras en Argentina la sociedad espera que el Senado acompañe los deseos de una sociedad más justa e igualitaria, Europa, en pleno proceso de retroceso social y económico, también amaga con derogar aquellos derechos civiles que creían adquiridos.
The Moscow government has banned gay pride in the capital for the 6th time. It comes on the day the gay community celebrates International Anti-Homophobia Day.
The protesters now walking along Arbat Street, one of the main streets in central Moscow. The message from them is that they're not going to stop their protests just because of a ban that's been given by the Moscow city government.
I used to think that gay pride marches were all about showing off your sexual orientation, people posing in feathers. But then I realized that gay pride means fighting for your rights. It's not about being proud of the fact that you're gay or lesbian, it's about being proud of your fight for your rights. That's why I decided to join the March for Equality.
God has created a man and a woman for a certain reason. A man has to be a man, and a woman has to be a woman. I'm against gay relationships, and I'm against this parade.
Sexual minorities make our society ugly. I support only the heterosexual orientation. There's nothing better than that. The international gay community has slammed a new law in St. Petersburg banning the promotion of a homosexual lifestyle among children.
The bill doesn't concern the human rights of the gay community. It deals solely with propaganda targeting minors. Propaganda is banned at the federal level.
Which sort of quite naturally brings up the question of what do they even see as propaganda?
Well, exactly, that's the thing. Is it writing a book, publishing an article, wearing a rainbow t-shirt, kissing your partner, holding hands? If I were to have a girlfriend and walk down the street holding her hand, would I be arrested for promoting a gay lifestyle? That is the slippery slope. And according to Amnesty International, it's a thinly veiled attempt to legalize discrimination against the gay community.
En Polonia la situación no es más fácil que en la Rusia actual.
Behind these walls, men are taught to play football and women to do the cooking, to rid them of their homosexual tendencies. Here they say they help gays, lesbians and bisexuals get back on the right or righteous path with a mix of therapy, prayer and chastity.
A person is capable of knowing what's really important to him and override his urges. When you want a candy, for example, you can resist and have it later, or you can trade it for a piece of chocolate.
The Catholic Church isn't alone in professing this line of thought. Several public leaders have been criticized by the EU for openly inciting discrimination against homosexuals. As you might expect, gays and lesbians keep a low profile in Poland. Alexandra has accepted to talk, but only on the phone. A self-described ex-lesbian, she's been in therapy for 5 years.
Today I feel free because I don't have to live my homosexuality in an active way anymore. I don't feel like a lesbian anymore, and I've even started to discover the world of men.
Gay people come to psychologists because they have doubts about their sexual orientation, and when they hear that it will pass and it won't, then they feel much more depressed.
But this morally loaded therapy is not on its way out. Surveys have shown that over half of Poles view homosexuality as a sin.
En Iowa, en Estados Unidos, las palabras de un joven criado por dos madres pudieron cambiar una decisión de la Corte Suprema que restauraba la prohibición del casamiento igualitario.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. My name is Zach Walls. I'm a sixth-generation Iowan and an engineering student at the University of Iowa, and I was raised by two women. My biological mom, Terry, told her grandparents that she was pregnant, that the artificial insemination had worked, and they wouldn't even acknowledge it. It actually wasn't until I was born and they succumbed to my infantile cuteness that they broke down and told her that they were thrilled to have another grandson. Unfortunately, neither of them lived to see her marry her partner Jackie of 15 years when they wed in 2009. My younger sister and only sibling was born in 1994. We actually have the same anonymous donor, so we're full siblings, which is really cool for me. You know, and I guess the point is that our family really isn't so different from any other Iowa family. You know, when I'm home, we go to church together, we eat dinner, we go on vacations. But, you know, we have our hard times too, we get in fights. You know, actually my mom Terry was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2000. It is a devastating disease that put her in a wheelchair, so we've had our struggles. But, you know, we're Iowans. We don't expect anyone to solve our problems for us. We'll fight our own battles. We just hope for equal and fair treatment from our government. Being a student at the University of Iowa, the topic of same-sex marriage comes up quite frequently in classroom discussions. You know, and the question always comes down to, well, can gays even raise kids? And the question, you know, the conversation gets quiet for a moment because most people don't really have an answer. And then I raise my hand and say, actually, I was raised by a gay couple, and I'm doing pretty well. If I was your son, Mr. Chairman, I believe I'd make you very proud. I'm not really so different from any of your children. My family really isn't so different from yours. After all, your family doesn't derive its sense of worth from being told by the state, you're married, congratulations. No, the sense of family comes from the commitment we make to each other, to work through the hard times so we can enjoy the good ones. It comes from the love that binds us. That's what makes a family. So what you're voting here isn't to change us. It's not to change our families, it's to change how the law views us, how the law treats us. You are voting for the first time in the history of our state to codify discrimination into our Constitution. A Constitution that, but for the proposed amendment, is the least amended Constitution in the United States of America. You are telling Iowans that some among you are second-class citizens who do not have the right to marry the person you love. So will this vote affect my family? Would it affect yours? Over the next 2 hours, I'm sure we're going to hear plenty of testimony about how damaging having gay parents is on kids. But in my 19 years, not once have I ever been confronted by an individual who realized independently that I was raised by a gay couple. And you know why? Because the sexual orientation of my parents has had zero effect on the content of my character. Thank you very much.